আমি এমন ফুটবল খেলতে চাই যেখানে বল আমাদের নিয়ন্ত্রণে থাকবে। আমি চাই না আমার দল শুধু বলের পেছনে দৌড়াক, আমি চাই তারা বল নিয়ে খেলুক, খেলাটাকে উপভোগ করুক। তবে এর জন্য সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বিষয় হলো ফুটবলের মৌলিক দক্ষতা, সঠিক পাস, নিখুঁত বল গ্রহণ এবং দ্রুত সিদ্ধান্ত নেওয়ার ক্ষমতা। এগুলো একদিনে আসে না, রাতারাতি তৈরিও হয় না। বারবার অনুশীলন, একই কাজের পুনরাবৃত্তি এবং নিয়মিত ট্রেনিং এর মাধ্যমে এইসব অভ্যাস গড়ে ওঠে। প্রতিটি খেলোয়াড়কে নিজের দায়িত্ব বুঝতে হবে। একজন ফরওয়ার্ডের চিন্তা আর একজন ডিফেন্ডারের চিন্তা কখনোই এক হতে পারে না। যে গোল করবে তার দায়িত্ব আলাদা, যে গোল ঠেকাবে তার দায়িত্বও আলাদা। মাঠে সবাইকে নিজের ভূমিকা সম্পর্কে পরিষ্কার ধারণা রাখতে হবে। ফুটবল একটি দলীয় খেলা, প্রেসিং হোক কিংবা আক্রমণ, একজন নয়, সবাইকে একসঙ্গে কাজ করতে হবে। একজন খেলোয়াড় যদি নিজের দায়িত্ব পালন না করে তাহলে পুরো পরিকল্পনায় ভেঙে যেতে পারে।
কি হয়েছে?
মিনিস্টার ফ্রিজ কিনে হাম্বা জিতেছে।
মিনিস্টার ফ্রিজ কিনুন, হাম্বা জিতুন, আরো আছে আকর্ষণীয় উপহার।
তাই আমরা শুধু অনুশীলন করছি না, খেলাটাকে কিভাবে বুঝতে হবে সেটাও শেখার চেষ্টা করছি। আমাদের লক্ষ্য শুধু ম্যাচ খেলা নয়, খেলোয়াড়দের মধ্যে এমন মানসিকতা তৈরি করা যাতে তারা মাঠের প্রতিটি পরিস্থিতিতে স্বয়ংক্রিয়ভাবে সঠিক সিদ্ধান্ত নিতে পারে। ভালো অভ্যাস করে তোলা, খারাপ অভ্যাস বদলানো এবং পেশাদার মানসিকতা তৈরি করা এখন সবচেয়ে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ বিষয়। আমরা জানি আমাদের সামনে অনেক পথ বাকি, কিন্তু সঠিকভাবে চিন্তা করতে শুরু করলে উন্নতি অবশ্যই সম্ভব। আর সেই পরিবর্তনের যাত্রাই শুরু হয়েছে এখন।
Where we can actually throw the players in, and then when we come back we have another 2 months before we have the next game, and we can, calling a couple players into a camp, or maybe watching them in the league games and stuff, or maybe online what we can find about him. So, and then in the end the main focus is on the next FIFA date, September, October, November, when the tournament is. And that's when we have to get the best 23 players in the squad. So I know that at the moment there are players out there. They are maybe they're supposed to be there in the first 11, and they are not here. But we will find them, and then we'll get an opportunity to bring them in, and then they need to show what they have. Yeah, I like to play. I told the players I like to play football. I like to, keep the possession on the ball. And playing a system of 4-2-3-1, would love to play with 3 in the back, but that is kind of a little bit more difficult. You have to have the speed, you have to have the knowledge, you have to have anticipation in the game. You have to read the game very well. So they have to be good in one-on-one, and that's a little bit more difficult. On the safe side, you better play with 4 in the back and make it safe. So the premise is we want to play football. I don't want to chase football. I like to play football. So that means we need to be basically the basics in football about passing and receiving has to be perfect or close to perfect. That doesn't come overnight. You get something to drink and you drink, and then you suddenly you have a good touch on the ball. It goes through repetition, and that's what you have to. Repetition comes through training. So we have to have training and training and training. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So everything happens for a reason. So what I found is we need to get that going, that we play football. Second thing is we have to be focused. Every player needs to understand his responsibility. If you are a defender, you have a different responsibility than a forward. A forward, what does he have to do? He has to score goals. What a defender has to do is that we have to prevent the goals, or we have to do whatever we can not getting scored on. That means you have to think a little bit different than a forward, and that's what we need to implement of the brain of the players, that they understand. And again, it's a muscle memory is you're doing something without thinking. So the brain memory is also doing something automatically without thinking. So, and that is what we have to implement. There are habits, bad habits, that we have to break, and again, like everything takes time. So we have to bring a new habit in, that they're making the right decision instantly and doing what we need to do. So again, it's we are 180 in the rankings, or 181 in the rankings. There are 180 teams ahead of us who are doing something better we do. So we have to get close to them, and I think it's easy to fix. We just have to start thinking differently. That's what I'm trying to do with the players when we are together, talking about that and putting little things in front of them. Do this, like we pressing yesterday, for example. You do pressing, and everybody has to press. If one player doesn't press in the midfield, everything is for nothing. So they need to understand. So we need to show the players in the video when you make a film and you have that on TV or anything like that, and we have that, we can show to the players, say, oh, look, in that situation, you have to do this. And we have to tell them over and over again that the next time when it comes in that same situation, he doesn't do the mistake again, so he's stepping up. So and that's how we're trying to build the professionalism in thinking. That's the main focus that we have. Final, I don't have the time. I would love to, but you know, it's so much that you have to. I'd rather watch our game yesterday, cutting stuff out what we're doing wrong, putting in a file, cutting things out we're doing right, cutting that in a file, spending that time on it, and maybe I'm watching highlights about the Champions League. I watched Bayern Munich in the last couple of games, so you can imagine I have seen so many games. I don't know. I don't have an influence in it, so the outcome I don't care. If I have time, I'm gonna watch it. But my focus is right the Bangladesh national team. One is I told the players that you know, San Marino is in the ranking is the lowest in the ranking, so we can't lose that game. That's a pressure that we give to the players, that we have to show there's a difference between us and them. We need to show them why they are last and we are not. But it doesn't mean that you need to be aware of everything. They have advantages. They are taller, they are stronger, and they have an advantage in the air. So if we have corner kicks against us, free kicks against us, even if they are maybe not so good, they can score. And if you can see in the past, we don't score a lot. We need to score more goals, because if you want to win the game, you need to score goals. So we have to find a way to play on the ground and getting it in front of the goal, and when we have a chance, we need to put the ball in. So, and that again is a work that we have to do in training to get in a situation where we need to finish and get in creating a habit. Do we have a chance? Of course. I mean, we are 30 rankings higher than they are, and and I told them we need to show them. We need to go in with confident because we are good. I told everyone we are good players, and that's why they are selected into the national team. But they have to, what they're doing good, they have to show that every single time. Not rolling the dice, are you good today or maybe not? No, you're playing, and you're not playing for me, they're playing for themselves, for the country, and for the family. So that's the most important thing, the honor to play for your country, and that alone should give you the mentality that I'm fighting like crazy. I'm not gonna lose. I'm doing everything. I'll be awake for 90 minutes. I try to work hard that I can run 90 minutes. And if you go in with that kind of an attitude into a game, you're gonna win the games. But if you go in with overconfidence and thinking, oh, yeah, we are 180, they are 211, what do you wanna do? Get out of here. Then suddenly you will find out that they are maybe not that bad, and you cannot change the game anymore. Happens so many times. And that's why we need to work on with the right attitude, the right aggression, and the fun in playing football, to bring that on the field. And then I think that we have the outcome that we're all looking for, because that's the first stone that we're going to build to be successful in the future.